and blessings.
We are back.
Oh
What'd
my
it do?
God! Here
What'd
you
it
are.
do?
You're good. You're good.
Are we good now?
Yeah. You could.
And we live, baby.
All right.
How we
My
doing,
bad, man. I
gentlemen?
fucked that up.
Remind me of what we were talking about last night.
Oh my God.
Okay, so here we are, 3D camera,
Yep.
technology at its finest,
Oh yeah.
evolving by the day,
Mm-hmm.
a crazy amount, sometimes where we can't even keep up with the shit. So, yeah,
This that roller coaster that I'm on right now.
I like to start things out slow,
Hey,
you know.
man,
You know, we it's a that's why it's called a roller coaster. You know, you can't if you just go up to the fucking top, it's no fun. You got to enjoy the ride up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we were talking last night about your VR and video analytics, and then we got into obviously one of Gabe's finer points of talking, social media, and the importance of it. Honestly, unfortunately, there's pros and cons to it. So what are you guys obviously pros and cons of social media?
Pro, you can reach out to a lot more people than you would by via like you have flyers up where you go and talk to people or go knocking door to door. Con, it could ruin you depending on what content you come out with.
Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah,
Oh, you got OnlyFans yet?
OnlyFans.
I need to make one. That'd be
sending butthole pics.
No, I don't have a strip on camera.
No,
is that what an
no,
OnlyFans is? Because that's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's basically like a platform where you can get paid for nudies.
Oh, no, I haven't made one yet.
He said yet.
He said, just wait until I spend all my money.
Just wait on it.
Yeah,
Just
that's
wait
why
on
he's
it.
been buying all this camera gear. Get
There you
them
go.
360 pics.
The music stuff is just it's just a distraction.
That's an upcharge. Them 360 pics. It's the virtual, virtual reality.
That's where he got the idea.
Yeah.
That's actually where he got the idea of it.
Possibly.
Well, to answer your question, man. So I understand what you're getting at as far as like shit like this, but my personal beliefs for like to have your own like individual page, to me everything on there is whack. That's my opinion. But I understand like a business and shit, especially nowadays.
But okay, so look at
Now if there was like a social media that was solely like for a business and like there wasn't really like a personal page like aspect, that shit would be pretty tight. You know what I'm saying?
But I think like Instagram got you a way to where you can turn it into a business account. But
Yeah,
it's
No,
still,
you're- but it's still, you know,
attached to.
But okay,
I
so
see
all
what
right,
you're getting
so
at, yeah.
for me, like I love Wiz Khalifa. I think he's an incredible business person and entrepreneur in every aspect of what he does. So if Cam Wiz can't sell himself, he's never going to be able to sell his marijuana. He's never going to be able to sell his alcohol, because if you can't sell yourself, you can never sell a business.
You know, I'll tell you what, social media, another con about social media is I can tell a lie. And that will spread a lot faster than if I decide to tell the truth.
Well, I mean,
There
but
you
that's,
go.
but that's where it goes. Like, that's where you got to take it with a grain of salt.
And use your brain.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
can't.
but
You
people
can't
don't do that.
I mean,
No, I
but
know.
that's where it is. Like that's
yeah.
the people that are like just gullible to believe whatever it is. Like, I could be like, "Hey, the sky is purple." They're gonna be like, "Oh, yo, it is."
But you know,
like, are you serious?
And they won't even walk outside and see for themselves if it's purple or not.
People are lying about celebrities' deaths, and people are believing it, calling these people like, "Hey, you still alive, bro?"
Yeah, especially when it spreads like wildfire. They think that is the first thing they should jump on to find out information rather than trying to get the source or that person. Especially if they got the number, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go on live and I'm gonna tell you this, and that. Like, what the hell?
Automatically make a rip page.
So yeah, sounding like a lot of cons to me. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean,
No, I mean,
for the most part,
there's
more
definitely a lot of
cons.
cons. But there's so many pros to it too. Like you just learn. You have I think it's just like anything. There's pros and cons of everything.
Yeah,
You just have to learn how to navigate it to put yourself in the position to where you're avoiding the cons.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, without social media and all the other platforms, you would be out of a job. I mean,
I mean, Yeah, I mean, in any artist, musician, like any person that uses their, brain or whatever it might be to get their product out to the world, for me, if it's video editing or photography or film, I have to put myself out there because that's my brain giving the product out to the world for people to
So like
get that back.
so my thing is especially for someone like you, if you're doing like oh my god. No.
Phone's out.
Yeah.
Phone's off.
No, if just kidding. If you're doing like
Brother's coming. I have to have it on.
if you say you're doing like videos, pictures, all that shit, to me, the second you put one of yourself, like I'm like, yeah,
It defeats the purpose
Yeah.
of
it's no longer,
trust
you know what
me,
I'm saying?
like valid as like the business side
Yeah,
of things,
yeah.
but at the same time, like, because I struggle with that too. Like I know where you're coming from, but and that's, I think, it's a weird line to be drawn, because again, if like you kind of have to put yourself out there as the business, but build the business in a sense too, so finding that differentiation of yourself being the business owner and then the product of the business.
But I mean, what if you do like a
Dude,
skit?
we just got that on camera. Him just having a fucking light bulb moment, bro. That's
let's hear it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's gonna
what
be a
if you-
post.
You gotta do like the little
got that.
glow around.
I'll get it.
You gotta do the little glow around.
Everything's gonna be black and white except for Alex. Just gonna be like bing, 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 bing.
But it's like, what about like if you're the person that's in the skits and like you're, say like that comedian, you know what I mean? Like, what if you're doing like the voiceover of or something like that of like Kevin Hart skit or something like that?
Yeah,
That's
I
how you
mean,
branch
but
it
like,
out.
yeah. So there's like different aspects, like if you're a comedian, you're the face. You know what I'm saying? But if you're
in
like,
his position,
you're
yeah.
not
So
the
okay,
face.
so before we even get deeper into this, because we are going to, we had this kind of conversation last night. This is the hardest thing about social media and building a business. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and only you have your vision in mind. So how you have your interpretation of doing it can be completely different from any of ours, and that's why this is a good conversation. But yeah, we literally talked about this last night, like just trying to bounce idea. Again, like I fully believe too. You're not wrong. Like to start a business or to run, to sell something, you should be devoted only to that. If I'm gonna sell, let's say podcast mics, I wouldn't necessarily like, and again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. If you want to get me using them, if I'm the owner and I want to sell myself selling my microphones, I can do that. That's not wrong. But I know what you're saying too. It should only be about the product. I'm only going to be taking pictures and videos of the piece. But how, sometimes you kind of have to stray away from that too. Let's say Ron or any of you guys or anyone else wants to buy a microphone. Take a picture or video of someone else using a microphone. It's free marketing of someone else using your product.
Well, this happened to me. I was looking up a microphone, spent a little too much time on reading on it, and then Facebook said, "Hey, do you want to buy this microphone?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." Screw you, Facebook, but yes.
Is that the one you got for free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get another one coming in on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I'm just not really a big fan, and
Trust me, I get it.
I have had like accounts for like this as well too, so it's not really, it wouldn't be like a big deal for me to like, I guess reactivate or whatever, but like for a while I just didn't, I just didn't fuck with it. So
no, I totally understand that aspect of things.
Like,
They asked me that question last night too. Like, oh, like, why don't you post more? You can post. It's you kind of have to find that happy medium, especially with how your brain reacts to social media and people, seeing what you have to offer to the world. So, again, if I wanted to post multiple times a day, I probably could, but again, it comes down to balance of life, time management, and is it just gonna fucking annoy your followers or the people that you interact with? Not necessarily that matters all the time.
But what I was gonna say, like, that doesn't, like, for me, it doesn't matter because, like, just like I said, like, they don't even know that you're posting because behind it all, it's not even, like, they don't know it's you. So, like I said, we came up with just some fucked up shit about the little meme shit. don't nobody know that you're owning that account, but you're getting your some of your product out there. You're showing your range. You're being able to show like, hey, I'm able to do this. I'm able to do this. I'm able to do this, and like you're on the back of it. You see what I'm saying?
That's where I enjoy being on the back. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being.
yeah.
I don't
No,
like being in front of it.
I agree. So like, you know, again, it's different. Like I would have, and that's why I actually sometimes would rather work for a company or a product. Like if I'm gonna take pictures of, you know,
Whoa, dude, no free ads, no free ads.
Hey, blur that
Wow,
out.
dude.
Wow.
Oh my
Anyway.
God.
No.
It ain't there. But anyway, all right. So like, all right, let's say if I'm working for this microphone company, and that's my job is to take pictures and videos. It's a thing. It doesn't have a conscious mind. Like that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm selling myself on a platform versus something that is just a fucking object that doesn't have, you know, it's easier to sell this because it doesn't have a conscious. And it doesn't, you know, like.
But you are the conscious behind that photo. You
I
know?
understand that. I understand that. But
like,
I don't.
You still took the photo.
Yep.
I understand that, but I don't have to promote myself because it's a microphone.
That's what we were talking about last night. So we had the discussion.
So
about
like, I would have no problem posting something that, you know, isn't really gonna, like, I don't have to be tied to directly, and it's easier to post something like that more efficiently and quickly because it's like it's quick. But when you are kind of selling yourself.
But wouldn't the memes be quick? Wouldn't they be just quick things you're just putting out? Like, that's all it is. Like, it could be, like, about the debate. Something quick, and it's funny, and then people just like, damn, I like how he did overlap this and that. You know what I mean? Like, you're still getting it out there. Nobody knows you did it. It could just be, like, just a random account.
So like, you're, like, saying start. I mean, we had this conversation last night. Like starting up, like, a meme page.
No, well, it can be memes or what have you, videos, like, but it's something to where it's like, oh, I've seen this, and like, let me put my spin on it. Kind of like I believe I said something about the video in high school. I was like, that'd be dope as fuck to like redo that.
Redoing previous projects.
Yeah, or something like that, just
I've
to
done
show
it.
your range, just to put it out there. Like, hey, I'm able to do this. I can change this and do this. And so many people have gotten looked at because they've like twisted it up a little bit. And you're still on the back of it, like you're not, you know, like the face until like people actually reach out to that actual like account or whatever email you have set up.
No, yeah, I mean you're not wrong. I mean,
So I mean, you don't even have to like reply to people. Like people can just give their remarks, like, oh, I think this is dope as fuck. Oh, I think this is terrible. Or like they're just giving their. You don't even have to reply. You're just getting feedback from that, and then you can also build off of that.
So Gabe, I got a question for you. Say if you take a picture of something that someone's doing, right? And you're like, this is badass. I want the world to see it. But they text you and they're like, hey, don't send that picture out yet. Who's in the wrong? Like, for you to listen to what they do, but you're the owner of that property. So
Actually,
this was kind of
it actually happens all the time.
But I mean, you took a picture of them and something they did.
So
to me, you would be in the wrong.
And that's another thing too that I was kind of talking.
Because
to
then
him
you're
about too,
putting
like,
somebody else's stuff out,
with
trying to get your recognition for yourself,
clout, if you will.
and then somebody could just assume that you did that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it happens all the
but
time.
like, just let's bring it all, because the biggest like nail in the coffin for me, personally, is like none of you guys can sit here and say that like social media is great. And like,
yeah, we've had more cons than
like to
positives,
me,
yeah.
like, yeah, it's like it's great for business and it's like semi and
socially and mentally for the
just
world.
let me
Okay,
finish.
I got you.
So yes it is cool, but none of us can sit here and say that the world is a better place because of social media.
No, I agree.
You
I
can't.
agree.
So like for me, if putting like this shit on that platform and using like those platforms, it like am I helping the problem or
Just
am I
becoming
making
a
it
part of
worse? You know what I'm saying? So that's like always been the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
it's a catch-22.
So you're basically just saying that like if you're gonna put something like this on, it's gonna be on a platform to where it's supposed to be on. Like it's like say if it is Spotify podcast, like okay, bet Spotify podcast.
And
You
like
see what I'm saying? Like
yeah, I mean
something like-
YouTube is kind of like a gray area. I don't like personally. I wouldn't consider YouTube like social media because like YouTube is like damn near like TV now. You know what I'm saying?
I think we got to move to YouTube. I found out that only videos that are 30 seconds long can be shot in 360 degree. Now we have an 8-minute video that we just took, and that's going to have to go onto a YouTube platform to get shared to Facebook, so people can go to that YouTube page, watch your podcast, or you can do a live YouTube sort of like setup where people are watching us live, you know.
Well, this isn't really going off what you're saying, but what you said kind of made me think of it. So, you asked the picture thing. So, if I was to come here all the time and do this podcast and put only my name on it, would that be okay with you guys? And then say that it blows up.
Yeah, I'm cool.
So
I could be
to go off of that. No, and
but like nobody knows who you guys are. You know what I'm saying? To me, that wouldn't be.
No,
but I mean,
I get what you're saying.
Like this
that comes with communication.
Yeah,
that comes with communication, and it's like if that was your decision, this is something that you started. You see what I'm saying? So like for me, it's just like, but if you want to, like shit, like cool, like
right.
that.
I mean, like, to a point, yeah, I started it, but also. Without like you guys, it wouldn't be where it is. You know what I'm saying?
Vice versa for all of us.
Yeah, I see it.
So and that's the tricky part of doing things with other people, and and trying to build a business and build your own business. Is that collaboration aspect of things, and this is kind of what we talked about last night. It's easier to push something, if you wanted to sit here and do, talk about life by yourself, you can do that, and it's easier to build your own thing. But if, now when you start bringing more people into something, there's more levels to it where you have to be, like open to, obviously open to communication.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the, like we talked about last night, like that's the biggest thing, like, that's what we were saying to you. Like, if you communicate that with the other person, like, say last night it was the thing about doing free videos. You said you were doing free videos, and then like you weren't posting it, but they would go post it, and then like you weren't getting paid for it or whatever. They didn't pay you. Well, shit. At that point, like that you that's your content. Like you took the video. Like they were in it. They didn't pay for it. Like. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, then it's something where it's, like, a little bit different. Like, hey, I can put that out. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah,
like,
that's when that picture question would be different.
Well, again, because and that's again that's something that I'm still trying to learn and understand too. Like let's say again, because I think we were talking about a music video. So previously, I'd done music videos to where, again, it's interesting because again, until like the specifics are hashed out, okay. Am I getting paid or vice versa? Or are you releasing it on your platform, or am I releasing it on your like there's so many variables, and again there's just no right or wrong way about doing things, and that's the hardest part. But is it just because is it my work or is it their work? Because although I'm providing visuals, they might be providing me the music.
Okay, you can still do post the video without music. Like, turn the sound off. Like it could just be the moving parts, and you're just playing
I get
showing
that.
the range.
So to kind of go back to what he was saying though, now you're using someone else's image.
But
that's
foregoing it. But that's your content, regardless. At the end of the
and
day,
that's the tricky part.
But that's their fault for not paying for the shit.
Yeah,
you just need a contract.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and that's where I said like that's where the communication comes with that, to where like you'd be like, hey, you would post it on yours, I wouldn't be able to post it on mine, or hey, can I post it 6 months after you post yours, or however it would go. You would just have to communicate that with that
verbal
person.
Verbal contracts are right, but definitely have something written down.
Yeah. Dude,
and that's like something like, and I was kind of
even contracts are always getting fucked up. So
there's loopholes.
There is no like great way to go about this.
Something on paper, definitely, and that's something that I've learned too. And
that's more law-abiding.
You're gonna have to go through certain instances of life and get fucked over, if you will, to understand the right or wrong way about going through things.
Do you know in Wyoming it's a legal contract when you shake man's hand to make an agreement?
A lot of states is like that.
There's a lot of like weird ass laws in like
Hey,
different states.
in Indiana, it's against the law to eat pussy or get like.
Yeah, like that's,
Oh,
that's,
no.
that's it's fucking
Never would have
crazy.
moved in yet.
like what type of law was that?
Yeah, like
how you
like
gonna
what?
know?
No, like the better question is like what happened for somebody to like make the fucking law like
No
that, you know what I'm saying?
fellatio.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just, it's
right.
just like what the
The
fuck?
governor himself just
Yeah.
got herpes.
It's crazy.
He's like, nah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write this one down.
like also like I've made like shirts and like I was saying been on like all the platforms and shit like that. So like I've been doing this. This is like going on. I feel like 2 years now maybe.
You've
So
been
this
podcasting for 2 years.
is yeah. Like I just it's just it's
No, obviously,
I-
like,
obviously
I fuck with it. I think it's dope.
Yeah, obviously I want to like do something with it, and if you guys want to be a part of that, like let's fucking get it. You know what I'm saying?
and I think that's kind of what we were talking about last night too. You know, everyone's got to be on board with it too. You know, and so you know, okay. So this was another conversation. I want to ask you: do you think relationships, which is more important to you, relationships or money?
Money.
There you,
He
there
like
you-
dollar bill, y'all.
So he said, you know, at the,
I don't know
at-
if I can answer that. Yeah.
at the point in my career, you know, I've been able to work with a number of, you know, artists and athletes that have done well for themselves.
You
in
want to
this
name
world.
drop it at all?
I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, so, you know, some of those were paid, some were not, some were exposure based, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, dude, you should be getting paid for everything you do. And I'm like, okay, I get that. If all you care about is money in this world, you're not gonna have a long lasting career. I would rather build, you know, if I was a music engineer.
So
and I-
you're gonna always do
No,
like,
no, no, no,
free
no, no,
projects
no,
for them
no,
then?
no.
So
no, that's
that's kind of what he's saying. Like, yeah, at a certain point, you should get
exactly. But you have to
like-
get to that point to where you
When
can
is
start.
that point?
You'll find the point when you're like
that is something that you
you have to
feel.
get to that point. There's no right or, you know, like, and that's it's a by basis thing, and you have to get to that point when you're like, nah, I'm not doing this shit for free.
I mean, I can do like shows all the time, and it could be like 5 years, and I continue doing free shows. I'm like, I'm not to that point yet. 10 years later, I'm not to that point yet.
That's up to the person. I mean, and again, it depends on. That's why.
Oh my God! Who
Pizza's
the
here.
fuck?
Pizza's here.
Oh, then the noise.
okay,
oh
so-
my God!
So all right, just to kind of go out, you know, again, if I'm an audio engineer, if I'm an audio engineer,
Holy
and
shit.
you know this up and coming artist that may not be, yo, what's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
It's been a little minute.
Wanna hop on?
I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, if you want, yeah. Have a seat, dude. Have a seat.
You guys can. We're gonna rip the headphones and have you. There was a movie where they like.
I
Split,
need to get a. I need
Yo,
to get the fucking thing on
Yo,
Amazon.
what's the movie where they
Oh, the headphone?
where they rip the binoculars in half?
I don't know. A movie where they rip the binoculars in half to.
Yeah, Ron, do you know what I'm talking about? Where they're like fighting back and forth for the binoculars, and it tears in half, and they're like both have one
Brief
pair.
intermission. Brief intermission.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What up, dog?
What's going on, man?
Have you ever been on a podcast?
Nope.
All right. First time for everything.
We're here, baby.
Family matters, baby.
Family matters, huh?
So I guess you guys will just share that. I mean, you can hear us.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. What? So we were.
You were-
okay,
you were-
okay.
you were
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah. All right. So money over
Bitches.
no, yeah, always. money over relationships.
Oh yeah, that you did you
Yeah.
ask me that or?
Yeah, this was what we were talking about before the pizza got here.
Yeah.
So we were talking about money over relationships, like, you know, as building a business or trying to, you know, just build a relation or like a lasting relationship with someone. So all right, I'm gonna say hypothetically speaking, I'm a dope audio engineer, and this person is also a dope artist, you know, lyrically or, you know, singing or something, and all you care about is the money. you're never ever gonna get past that boundary to where you're gonna build a relationship.
You better charge them. And then if you do well on their stuff, then you build the relationship about it. how
No,
well
that's
you did
not
on
how
their
that
projects.
works.
It is
That's
how
not
it
how
is.
that works, man.
My
Because-
question is, so when you find that point to where like you now are like, all right, I'm a charge them. Like, how do you just like charge them now? Like,
Because
you
you've
gonna
been
go
doing it for
Because-
free,
yeah,
so is
because-
that what you're saying?
Yeah,
So do you
because,
go-
because
so do
they
you
know
go-
what you're
so-
capable of, and
But do you go 0 to be like, all right, 3,500 for one video?
Yeah, because they know what you're capable of. At
But
that
but
point.
at that
Like,
time, it's like you're going so fast where like, no, I think it's about 2,000, like, you know, or go even lower than that. You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
you might like jump like a price like that, and they'll be like,
Yeah,
Like,
no,
then
Yeah, hold on.
at that point, you know,
Yeah.
at that point, you know,
You'll be
like
vanished.
because I've had instances like that happen, you know, where again, like I have, you know, depending on the person and depending on the work and what you know what the content is and what you're trying to put out to the world with said person, you know, it's again sometimes it's better to just build that relationship instantly, and then if later down the road if they're like, okay, I don't want, you know, I'm not gonna pay you, then fine, like I've already shown you what I'm capable of. I'm gonna go work with the next person.
They can see what you're
Fugazi,
capable of,
fugazi.
of your other projects that you've
But
already
like,
done.
but you can't always just rely on, like always rely on. And I'm not saying like.
I think there's plenty of people that have dedicated their life to money, and you know, one became the president of the fucking United States. So I don't like that. Dude, your
I don't know,
your
you
statement
know-
to
you
me
know-
is a little like invalid, but that's just me.
I mean, it
I,
depends.
I think if that's your focus, and you can get there, but you won't be happy.
That's
so,
that's per person. So yeah, I agree with that statement. That's per person
yeah,
and
I
by
don't know.
basis.
So, but what was your? Did you want to ask me your question or?
Yeah, I asked you, what do you know, you said
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
answer that.
I did-
What's
yeah,
more
I did
important,
say-
money
I
or
did say that.
relationships?
Mhm.
Obviously, it's good to have both.
You're
like,
right.
Yeah.
I did say that.
yeah.
I'd rather send money.
You're right.
I'm not good on the relationship side. Just send me the money.
That's why he has no relationships.
But at the same token, he's setting the standard in his eyes, though. You know, he's like, okay, well, this is
Putting
what
his
I
foot
want,
down.
and then like the people that are actually gonna want what he has, they know what they're gonna get from him. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? So like, there's two different ways, like you say, like per person and by basis. So I mean, y'all are two different people doing two different things.
Mhm.
I just like he has
So
to put him, he's
the-
selling himself. I feel like he's selling himself in his face. You're the behind the scenes, and so I feel like
A little
in
bit of
your,
both, yeah.
in your profession, you can, like I say, you can put out more content, and then for him, I feel like he can, but he is like having to do it in such a methodical way. You see what I'm saying? Because like you say, like he is the face and who he work with and all that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's why I say, like with yours is so behind the scene to
Mhm.
where you can put some shit out and you can put it on the dark web and you can just be like, okay, well, whatever, and motherfuckers be like, damn, this shit tight as hell. We don't know who it is, but this shit tight as hell.
Mhm.
And then like some sort of way that somebody can find out or whatever. But it's kind of like Banksy.
Mhm.
Shit's dope as fuck. Nobody still
No
don't
one
know
knows who he is.
Know
yeah.
where the hell he is.
So, and that's the thing. You know, there's artists that want to be known and artists that don't want to be known.
But where do you
Who's an
want to
artist
do
that
that?
doesn't want to be known?
We just said Banksy.
I think there's
There's a lot of there's
again,
a lot
there's
of
plenty of
artists that don't want to be known.
I mean, we were
They
talking
don't
about this
want
the other day. Yeah.
we talked about this last night too. You know, and kind of just there's a lot of shit that comes with.
What else
being-
did you guys talk
being
about
known.
last night? Because you guys seem to have had
Yeah,
some
we
sort
did.
of
We did.
We were just
Some
we were
sort of,
literally
like,
talking
you know,
about
some
like
sort of
video-
better
video
better
analytics.
understanding of
This-
life all around
Yeah,
or
this is
something. So
motherfucker.
what else?
You
What,
should've-
what,
you should've-
what the
you
fuck
should've
else
been here,
happened?
motherfucker.
No, we were just asking questions, trying to just fill out why, or like where, and why certain social media can put out. You can put out, like, say for instance, Twitter may be not a platform you want to put a whole bunch of like videos or something out on. But then you can use Instagram, or like I was saying earlier, like Vine. You know, you got different
Shout out Vine.
platforms that you can utilize that for an exact purpose. So that's why I felt what you said earlier, because it's like
You feel
have-
that shit in your soul, man?
like you have this certain things, like, okay, for instance, in a way, TikTok. Like TikTok is big for the videos because everybody's magic shows and then doing the little squiggly line face and all that type of shit. You be like, God damn, what the hell they do that shit? And they're all doing it from like their phone. It's like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's just certain platforms you should be able to put those out on and work on. I feel like for you, And then I feel like for you, it's the same way because like you're putting your face on there, and even if you want to do a damn TikTok video in 3D or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it was like Musically or some shit before TikTok.
Yeah. It's like
I can see
music.ly.
I can see Al doing some shit like that.
Wasn't that the thing where you like had voiceovers over something?
It was
Or
like lip syncing.
Yeah,
or something.
lip syncing.
Yeah,
that's
Cause didn't they have the like karaoke thing too, to where it was like you can sing with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was,
they still
like-
have that. There's two separate apps.
So I think like
Musically
Jason
is that.
Derulo and somebody else was doing it.
So many people use that. It blew up and now it's just dead.
What?
Musically's dead.
I thought Musically turned into TikTok.
No, there's two separate platforms.
No.
I think you might be right. I'm still out of touch
Yeah.
with all of this stuff.
We're all out of
So-
I don't know,
but I think I did hear something about
I'm pretty
that.
sure.
was Devin, right?
It turned
What's that,
into.
Devin?
Jake.
Jake. Shit, my
Same
bad.
thing.
No,
What?
Devin was yeah, same thing.
Did you
Yeah.
ask him what his name was?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. So Jake.
no, yeah.
Do you use social media?
From State Farm?
No.
Jake from
Okay,
State
so
Farm.
he's
100%
definitely in.
State Farm.
Hey, you got the 10K?
All right. So we just want to get different viewpoints of the world and social media. You know, so okay, you said you don't use it.
So I'm
is
on
there
it.
is there a
I'm
reason you don't use it, or a reason you got away from it?
Yeah, so like I
Oh,
used
you
it
got
when I
hit in
was
the nuts.
younger and stuff, but even then, not even too much. Like I got obsessed with, back in the MySpace days. The cool
Shout
social
out
media.
Zanga and shit, man.
Shout out Zanga.
But no, I mean, I'm one of those weird voyeur types. I go and, look through all the pictures and stuff and like stuff here and there. But man, I don't like posting stuff. I don't like
Having
that.
everyone know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like being the center of attention. I don't like being like up front and middle of everything.
Wait, you guys must
Nobody
be
needs-
different.
Yeah, dude. 100%. No, I mean, quite frankly, it's nobody's business what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And the way that I look at it too is I see a lot of people who are posting a lot on Facebook, who are posting a lot like all their exciting travels and all the look at the cool shit I did today. But then you look at them deep down and it's like, man, your life sucks. Or like you are completely miserable at home.
they're not happy with themselves.
Yeah, but everybody else, and I'm not saying that, but like,
fucking
these
shitting on you, bro.
influencers and stuff
Little
like that.
brotherly love.
They these influencers and stuff like that, like, their life is big and proud on Instagram, but really they're just chilling on a couch, not really doing shit at home.
I think the term influencer is just
Yeah,
fucking
I
like
think-
all that shit is just fucking gay.
Like I think it's that
complete
like that
joke.
fake
Yeah.
lifestyle. Like I mean, and I've seen.
I mean, it goes with the age groups. I just feel
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
it's
your headphone is like geeking me out, man. I was at Yard House. I was at Yard House.
He's playing video games and podcasting.
I was at Yard House.
We're in the edit. We'll get a fucking room noise on that one.
I was at fucking Yard House with and this family.
this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, it is. And this family was like just hanging out in the booth and shit. The
Honestly,
dad had a fucking wireless headset and like just talking and shit. And I'm just like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? And like nobody else is like saying anything about this shit. But I'm just like,
You can't do that. It's only for
because I think we were
Testing.
talking about that.
Ron's on.
But yeah, that was just funny.
No, I agree though. I think our generation was kind of like the last ones to where we grew
Fucked.
up. Yeah.
Generation's fucked. Yeah.
Where we kind of grew up, typically I'd be fucking outside riding a bike or, kicking a can down the road or whatever, playing hide and seek.
It's no shit.
But, we
we
also
play hide, go get it.
have a good understanding, of things in front of us and technology. So it's up to us to, give proper insight to future people listening on how to use technology.
So
Man, we ain't get no damn proper insight, man. We all fucked up on
Dude,
Oh, we are.
we're totally fucked up,
Shit,
but I want to jump
man.
in on here because we were just talking about this last night actually.
Dude,
I've got two
were you
little
here?
kids-
No,
No, this is conversation.
so this is just information elsewhere, bro.
Oh
Where
my
were you?
God, dude.
Where were you at?
I was at having no talk last
Gabe's,
night.
Gabe's rubbing fucking Rico's
All right, let me
belly.
just explain to you real quick. This is how it happened. So, this guy right here, Mr. Jim Beam, decided he would like some Jim Beam, most of the night. He had like 5 beers, a couple shots, and whatnot.
Oh,
and
you
so,
still-
and
and
so
he was still standing?
And so
Yeah,
he was
You
up.
got a little
Look,
tolerance though?
and he talking, and so he just kept asking questions. Like,
Honestly, I think that was the most
just
I've heard.
snowballed into
I've heard him talk in a long time.
yeah, he was just like, and then like you can just like early on the video, he's just like you can just see it like tinkering as Eric talking, it's just tinkering. He's like, well, so he asked the questions. And we just went down the rabbit hole. It just got deeper than we thought.
That's what's up.
So
But yeah, no, so
well,
like we were just talking about this, and like I feel it's kind of a scary world, and kind of going away from social media, but just technology in general, with the video games, the TV, the computers, phones, everything like that, where there's always a screen right in front of your face 100% of the time. I just it worries me because everybody says, well, common sense is gone. Like you look at younger generations.
It's a
and there's
superpower.
Yeah, right, absolutely. But I feel like now all the kids are inside. Where do you learn common sense? From playing outside, from getting hurt,
Interacting
from
with
climbing trees,
others.
interacting with others, climbing trees, falling down, realize I don't want to do that again, or just actively learning. These
crossing
things.
the street. I was always
Totally.
stop, look, and listen. Look twice, then pass once.
Yeah, and like kids aren't doing that. They're not playing outside as much as they used to. And I feel like that's the reason that there's no common sense today, is because there's no way to learn it. You don't learn it from video games. You don't learn it from the computer. You don't learn it from your phone as much as you think you do. Reading only gets you so far. You actually have to go out and do these things.
But but let me ask you this: is it actually because of like the social media, the internet, or is it just bad?
No, I think
parenting?
it's
Parenting.
I think it's
the reality
parenting.
of
I
the
think
world.
it's screen time. I think it's like they're so addicted to the screens to where that they don't have, like, I notice it in my own daughter all the time, where it's like, hey, let's go do something. She gets pissed off at me because I'm telling her to go play outside.
And she doesn't
Sounds
want
like
to.
you need to watch Social Dilemma.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds good.
It's on
It's
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Is it? I'll check it out.
Definitely check it out, cause that little girl at the beginning, looking at the damn picture. it was
Yep,
like,
taking a picture, and then she
all
didn't get
sad,
enough
'cause-
likes and stuff like that.
yeah, like that's and that's kind of what's
and
coming
that's-
to
that's
like
the reality.
they're actually getting plastic surgery to look like filters and shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's just crazy.
What's like?
Crazy.
It's insane.
Wish I would. Fuck it. I'm gonna stay ugly. Shit. Fuck it.
Stay ugly, but me, I'm human.
Shit. I'm gonna stay ugly. Fuck it.
that's
I
crazy.
ain't worried about it. Like
So-
they're really doing that, like the body and everything. Like
So if you don't mind, like I don't have a child, can you give me or us or anyone some insight as to what it's like to be a parent?
Oh boy, as far as the
Well,
technology standpoint,
how old is your daughter?
let's see,
12.
7 and 8.
Oh,
Okay, so that's like honestly like you said,
Start that early.
wait, you said 7 or 8?
7 and 8.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 and 8.
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh,
I got
okay,
one on a
okay.
bonus.
See?
So-
you gotta pay attention to.
So I feel that's a very interesting
shit.
age nowadays too, because like I feel
He
like
said, "No, I want the under."
I feel like with the amount of information and do they have cell phones or
No.
Okay.
No, God, no.
When would you
Well,
deem
actually,
fit?
there's a fancy new watch now where they can call and text. So technically, maybe
See,
yes,
see,
they
yeah,
can do.
that's because you were saying, and I was like, man, I mean, if you give somebody like a tablet or whatever, I feel like kids are relatively smart with that shit, so they could like set up like some social media account on their own if they wanted to and
Oh
shit,
yeah, totally.
like,
I mean,
You
they're
definitely-
all over
and
the
then nobody
place,
would
so-
even know.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, monitoring that stuff is a pain in the
I
ass.
bet. I
too.
bet.
The hard part, and we don't let them do
Al,
YouTube
where you
anymore
going?
because there's a bunch of weird shit on YouTube now for little kids that people are just hacking and throwing in there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there was this thing going around the suicide game. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and kids were actually committing suicide over this thing. And yeah, it's-
what was the suicide game?
God, what was? I don't know. It was this. I can picture her face, but like there was this little rhyme that it said something about whatever this little
I'll have to look this
singing
up, yeah.
rhyme thing. Yeah, I'll look it up, and I'll let you know. But like, it's this little girl's face that pops up, sings the rhyme, and it's this new challenge. Like you've got the ice bucket challenge and the 30-day
And the
challenge
Tide
and all these
Pod,
things.
the Tide
Yeah,
Pod.
the Tide Pod challenge.
Shout
yeah,
out
all
Tide
of these.
Pods.
And so,
Every single one of them.
Yeah, shout out.
yeah, so there's that going on. But I mean, as far like, dude, I don't know. There's not really any insight as far as parenting goes. Like, it's not easy. It's
Learn as you
not
go.
Cool.
Yeah,
like, it's a lot of fun, but
Just gotta touch the stove,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, there's no. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, do the things
Just-
to figure it
see,
out. You
common
know?
sense.
But
you don't learn if you don't do it.
Go through the loopholes of life to figure out right from wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a journey for sure, but you know, I mean, we're not doing them any favors by being helicopter parents or not letting them go outside and play or giving them screens for babysitters and stuff like that. It's pretty wild. And
So
I'm
is
at
that like
myself a lot of that.
So is that like a reward though? Like TV
Screen
TV
time?
time,
Sort
yeah,
of.
screen time.
See,
is
I
like-
think-
I mean, they look forward to it
Yeah.
so much. Yeah.
I feel like the trouble is too, just so many other parents like do like way worse, you know. So then they,
Oh, they're like this.
So then they see,
Yeah,
like,
like-
at
yeah.
Yard House. That's
Yeah.
how that.
Like they'd rather give you a phone
Yeah,
than waste their own
interact.
mental energy.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
and-
babysitter. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It-
100%
It is. It's a
babysitter.
screen babysitter, not a good one, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there are you know, if you wanted to download an app or something, you know, like to draw or you know, you'll learn your ABCs. I'm sure there are good things that can come out of it,
You need
but to kind of, you know, again, what we were kind of before you got here, we kind of were talking about just social media in general, you know, and technology. I think although most of them are designed with good thoughts in mind, a lot of the time it's the vice versa though, and the reality and the outcome of it.
Right.
So that's why we have to be very conscious and understanding, you know, again with kids and raising them in screen time and acknowledging what is being on that screen.
So when I was 13, I got a flip phone.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was 13 or
hell yeah,
14, mine was a track phone, like
I
with
used
with
mine
snake,
like,
you know,
the first
snake,
24 hours, I
snake, like
texted like a motherfucker.
You were the
I didn't
cool kid
realize
if
that
you had
I
one of
used
those
every minute. I was
sliders.
like, God damn.
yeah,
You had to wait till Friday night to get your.
so
I can
Like,
text
hey,
in 3 days
like,
now.
hey, call me at 9 o'clock, and if it ring twice, hang up. I used to love that, boy. I swear.
Those
And then you'd be
love-
like,
those
hold
were
on,
the
I'm gonna
days.
put somebody on three-way. Click up. That shit used to be so dope. I ain't even gonna lie. Those are the days. See?
It was,
but,
man.
But I got a
simpler
question though.
time.
I got a question. Do you think that with, like, say if you took away the technology, as far as like the kids like giving it to them, say with all these say high schoolers now and stuff like that, do you think that there would have been like a big of a internet technology boom? Like, do you think that they're kind of like the pioneers, the ones that kind of like made it as vast as it is? You know what I mean? Like, as far
No.
as like the knowledge that comes behind it, because like apps and everything's like made all the time. Like, you got prodigies that's making different things all like, you know what I mean? So it's like, do you think that they were like kind of like the front runners to like actually navigate it to where it actually is? But that's where it kind of fucked up, to where it's like you got these minds putting so much like information to where it's like out there, but it's like, how do we control it now?
once it's out, you can't control it. you know, like,
Exactly.
It's,
So
it's,
it's one of those
it
things where
was
it's like they didn't know
Pandora's
that.
box. It's open. It's out. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
can't-
but
you
it's
can't
like
bring
you
it
can't-
back.
they can't-
Like,
But if you were-
McLeod, no.
yeah, you
like,
can't.
and I don't know, like, because when I was younger, before I had kids, and I saw all of the.
What'd you have?
Huh?
What'd you have?
Shut up.
He said, "Shut
Dude, I was just gonna let that go. I was like,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I was like, man, what?
I wasn't going through. I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, I'm just.
Gotta be that one guy.
Yeah.
But no, before I had kids, and I was thinking, you know, because this was when the tablets were first coming out, the cell phones were first coming out, and I'm like, man, when these kids are older, I'm not gonna give them a tablet until they're way older. Like, they don't need this shit.
Until they start nagging you.
Until like high school or even a little bit further, because I didn't get a cell phone until freshman year in high school, I think.
Yeah, I think
And
about
yeah, so but now I mean, kids are playing on their tablets. In school, they've got
Yeah,
iPads
yeah.
and computers. But if we didn't give them, like, say, if I made the choice to just completely eliminate technology, it would almost cripple them. With, you know, they would
Because
be-
everything is so
everything is
current
going
on there.
to that
yeah,
point.
the
So then they
digital
would be
age.
so far behind where you don't want to shelter them so much to the point of where it's just going to screw them in the future.
So now, I feel like how now do you come up with something to where it's kind of like we were talking about. I think like you were just saying, like when you cross the street or not talk to strangers, like that's now a curriculum to be a part of, like teaching kids, to where it's like, yeah, like I know you're gonna be on the internet, but just teaching them the right ways to go about navigating the internet. You know what I mean? Same as like
Dude.
what'd you say?
Well, I was just gonna say, encouraging them to, ask their parents rather than ask Google. You know, you don't want to ask Google questions.
That is true. I mean, like, I feel like in certain aspect that has helped, certain ones.
What,
But-
Google?
Yeah, Google.
You
know what I mean?
There's
Well,
misinformation out there.
yeah. Because shit, some of the parents might not be too well upstairs.